Government will need to continue feeding 9 million children dependent on the National School Nutrition Program. This after Equal Education won a court case forcing the state to develop plans to feed the pupils even when schools are closed because of COVID-19. Leanne Jansen-Thomas, Equal Education Spokesperson, joins us now live. Leanne, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. This, of course, is something that needed to happen. And, you know, the consideration from the Education Department was something that was being questioned. Tell us now what needs to happen in order for this to, go to those pupils who are at home during the lockdown. What does the Education Department have to do?
This is a moment of incredible hope for the over 9 million children who depend on the National School Nutrition Program. And what the court order is essentially telling the national and provincial education departments to do is to revise the plans that they've already had for the rollout of the school meals program. So they need to recognize the challenges that they've had in the provision of school meals during COVID, and they need to develop plans that are realistic and that are practical and that respond to the challenges. And those challenges include how to get meals to learners when they're at home because of the rotating timetable. They can't be in classrooms every day because their schools don't allow for social distancing when everyone is at school. And that means ensuring that there's scholar transport, trying to make scholar transport available, because often the cost of traveling to school, that cost can be more than the meal itself, especially in rural parts of South Africa. That means ensuring that caregivers and parents know that their children can collect meals from the school that is closest to them and not necessarily the school that they are enrolled at. So that the national and provincial education departments wanted to enter into a settlement with us rather than spending time back in court, we see as a recommitment and a recognition of the difficulties that COVID is going to be with us for a while longer. And so the school nutrition program needs to adapt.
All right, so basically pupils will be able to go, even during the closure of schools, to a nearby school to collect their meals. That's what's going to happen. How soon before that happens, though?
So during the school holidays, the school nutrition program does not ordinarily function. But when schools closed earlier for the school holidays, because of our campaign, that led to meals still being provided. And so when schools are open again, and schools might then close, not all of them, but you might have schools in particular areas closing because of a COVID infection. So essentially they should be able to get meals immediately. So from the day that schools open again, meals must be rolled out. And if learners are learning from home on particular days, or if their school is closed for a period, they should still be able to access meals. And for most learners, this has been the case since last year when we first went to court. And so essentially, going back to court a second time was about those learners who are still being left behind and ensuring that they still have access to this meal, because for many learners, this is the only guaranteed meal that they have in a day.
Yeah. We all know about the Education Department's track record when it comes to getting things right. I'm not going to say they can get an A+, but maybe a C at times. How are you going to monitor to make sure that this happens in all areas so that 9 million pupils can get access to their meals?
So very importantly, the court has ordered that every month there needs to be monitoring and progress reports submitted to the court and to Equal Education, the Equal Education Law Centre and Section 27. And we are very diligent about analyzing those reports and then providing feedback when we see there are problems. But also the members of Equal Education, our learner members, our parents, our post-school youth members are able to come and say to us that at this school or in this particular area, meals are not being provided, and we then will feedback that to the education departments. We did a lot of work around this last year, and again, this settlement that we've reached with the education departments recognizes that we need to work together to ensure that all learners are able to access meals. But also we need to be, as a country, diligent about this. We need to keep public awareness and public pressure going. Parents and caregivers and learners need to report when the meals are not being provided. And so a lot of the work we did last year was around mobilizing in communities, making them aware of the judgment, and also sharing with them that there are specific officials within education departments that they need to be reaching out to when there are problems.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and well done on that one. That was Leanne Jansen-Thomas, Equal Education's spokesperson.